Well, hello, stamping friends. This is Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping. And can you believe it is May 3rd, 2023, and we have a new Stampin' Up! Catalog tonight. We're going to make the most of some of the paper scraps that we've collected as we've been making crafts over what here in Wisconsin has been a long winter. And we're going to come up with some really quick but really pretty cards. So I can't wait to share with you some of these ideas. And actually, I'm going to encourage you to stamp along with me. So if you have scraps nearby, go ahead and grab them. I will be telling you about a couple of other things you'll be needing. And we're going to take a quick peek at the new catalog too. So once again, I'm Traci. Welcome to Plum Crazy Stamping. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down so that you can see my desktop. And here we go. Upside down for just a moment. And now you should be able to see the desktop here with the catalog. And I'm letting the computer catch up for just a moment. Excellent. There we go. Okay. So, the new catalog. You can tonight see more than just the cover. And I thought I would just share a few of my favorites that are in here. We're going to use some of the sentiment sets that are in here. So let's get started. And I'm going to start in the beginning with this beautiful, bright and beautiful sweet collection. How perfect is this set for making birthday cards? I'm going to be doing a birthday card bonanza next month, and I will be featuring this as one of the sets that I use to show you how easy it is to make cards with this suite. And then we're going to look at a set that was left over from last year's catalog, and it's called Sending. And I have to tell you, I have found so many opportunities to use this floral set with these great sentiments. And I absolutely love this Sending that has a die that cuts it out. It's gorgeous. So just another opportunity. And then I have to tell you, and if you've been with me online for a while, you know how much I liked the little chickens that they had. Well, they did not disappoint and have put out another set of crazy chicken stamps called Hey Chuck. Now, these are a little bit different, but they are a little funny. They are a little naughty. You've got something to crow about, rise and shine, you rule the roost. They've actually got a skateboard for these chickens to ride on. And also, this is an awesome birthday set. And so it has dies that go with it. And I cannot wait to get stamping with this set, you guys. So fun. Just so fun. Then on the next page here, one of the sentiment sets that we're going to be using tonight called Happy Labels. I'll show you the actual stamp set. It's a little bit easier to see. There's so many nice sayings in here for so many different occasions, and the different fonts and the nice moderate size of these sentiments is awesome for card making. So that is available. And then they came out with they actually retired a number of florals, and I was kind of sad about that. But they have brought back a beautiful floral called Textured Floral. You can get it in a bundle, which means it has matching dies. And this is really going to make pretty cards. So I'm excited to get at that. Something new with our new in colors is this suite called Earthen Elegance. Now, isn't this different? So kind of clay pots with high greenery, weedery, whatever. Plus some really different sentiments. I think this is gorgeous. The colors feature our new in colors. The copper clay, moody mauve, pebbled path, and then they also put pretty peacock, misty moonlight, and pecan pie. And I have to tell you guys, pretty peacock, I was so happy they brought that back. It is such a beautiful bluish green color. So we'll be looking at that another evening that we're together. And then on page 97, now as I'm going through the catalog, if you have your catalog, great. If you don't, and you would like a catalog, please email me at Traci, T-R-A-C-I, at plumcrazystamping.com, and I'll make sure to get one in the mail to you. This greeting has actually 3 different sets of greetings in different fonts, 3 different sizes, different styles, and this is so perfect because I think any one of them would fit. You would at least find one of them that would fit what you want on your card. I think I skipped and I don't have the page for this, but Good Feelings is another stamp set with the larger sentiments for your card. That's also great to have when you're making your cards using scraps and not necessarily a stamp set that has sentiments that go with it. Let's see, just 2 more. I like this Coffee with Friends. I don't know about you, but I like to get together with neighbors, friends, have a cup of coffee, kind of talk over things. And I just love this stamp set. I hope I'm going to find a lot of opportunities to either send invitations or thank people for the time we spend at coffee together. And then lastly, I just wanted to share with you a new suite that they have called Fresh as a Daisy. And this one as well is featuring all those new in colors with the large daisies, small daisies, nice sentiments, leaves. This is a beautiful set as well. So just to give you a little glimpse of it, and a lot more to come over the next weeks. But I hope you're enjoying the new catalog. And I'd be interested, number 1, who's watching tonight, where you're watching from, and do you have any favorites in the new catalog? I would love to hear from you. So please use the comments. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write any of your questions in the comments section as well. So let's get to what we are going to be doing tonight with our stamping, and that is using our scraps. So as I said, let me give you just a quick overview of what we'll need tonight, because you can just stamp along right with me. So I don't know how many of you have this box of scraps. So I've got designer series paper, I've got cardstock, glimmer paper in here, textured paper. I have things that have already been cut. Actually, I'll take that one out right now. That might be helpful. That are cut for putting sentiments on. I have some card bases in here, something already stamped to put on it. Anyway, I bet you have something very similar in your craft room, and I have to tell you, I have a number of boxes of these scraps, and one of the tips I wanted to share with you is you may want to keep all of your Stampin' Up! Scraps together in one box. You may want to keep things that are lignin-free and acid-free in a box, so that if you want to do scrapbooking, you know that they won't harm your photos. And then you can have just like a potpourri. You can have papers that you get from different packs that maybe aren't protective for scrapbooking, different kinds of papers that aren't Stampin' Up, that literally will give you a whole bunch of different opportunities, but help you to make sure you have what you need when you get to scrapbooking with photos. All right, so your scraps you're going to need, and I've already picked out a bunch, so I'll be sharing that with you. It's probably very helpful to have some card inserts in basic white and very vanilla. So as you put these cards together, you'll be ready with those. As I said, I have some sentiment stamp sets here. I have my acrylic blocks. I just happen to have one punch with me right now, a circle. If you have any other label punches, those might be nice to have with you. You're going to need your paper trimmer as we trim things up to fit on our cards. And really, you know, some adhesive. You'll need your bone folder and maybe your scissors, and then my ink is kind of all around me here, so I'm good to go. And once again, still looking to see who's here, you guys. You're flying under the radar tonight. Let's go ahead with the first group of scraps that I thought we would take a look at. I'm going to kind of put my paper trimmer, I think, to the side here. And I actually I had some card bases already done. I have some very vanilla. And then look at this. Isn't this pretty? These kind of, I thought, all went together. So I just grabbed all these scraps. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if this dark color will actually work as a card base. So I wanted to see, let's see how wide this is. If it actually is still at 8.5 as far as its length. And it is 8.5, so that's good to know. And then we have, let's see, the 8.5, yep. And let's go ahead and cut this at the 5.5 for regular card base. All right, now we've got another just scrap here, and I'm going to score this at 4.25. So instead of using the card base that I had just kind of available, I'm going to actually use this for my card base. So let me go ahead and use my bone folder on this. Okay. So then it's to think about, what do I want to put on this card front? And obviously I want to feature this really pretty paper. And I think I'm going to do, I have plenty of paper here to do a layer. So the first one I want to do is I'm going to make a special, I'm going to make this the liner underneath. Okay, and then I'm going to layer it, and I have to square off this designer series paper. I think it's going square on this side. So let me just get this cut so that as I'm trying to put this together, I can actually use a nice angle. This edge of this paper is a little bit beat up. But now I've got that. And let me cut off this other one that is also cut kind of crooked. And clean that up. And this does have darker edges on the side. I don't necessarily want that, so that's why I'm cutting this to size. All right. And I like how this is going to go on here. I'm going to leave part of this open and give myself an option. But you know what? Before I bury this olive cardstock underneath, I'm actually going to cut a circle out. If I don't end up using it on this card, I can use this on another card because I use circle labels on a lot of things. All right, let's see how much of this. To make this a little more manageable, I'm going to cut some of this off right away before I actually trim the whole thing. So another side ruler is also very helpful. So I can cut about 3.25 inches off of here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so now I have this part that I'm going to layer. I gotta make sure my card is facing the right way here. Might as well get the other things that I chose not to use right now out of the way. And as I'm setting these aside, can you see I can probably do another card out of these very same scraps, but I'm going to set them to the side right now. And okay. And line this up. And now I need to do my gluing here. So let me get out. I have a new glue, so I'm going to have to be careful because you know how that squirts right out. So let's see. I am going to keep this kind of next to me so I know the bottom part here will all be glued on. So I'm just going to keep that there. And then I know I want it to be at the top here. So put that up there on the top, and then kind of slide this into place. And I'm not measuring. Now, if some of you want to make sure that things are measured and all of that, you certainly can, but I like that these are going to be a little bit different in shape and style, so I'm not measuring. But like I said, if you wanted to make sure that you had points marked and the center marked, you could go right ahead and do that. But I am going to go a little bit more free flow with this. And so now I'm going to put the adhesive on here for that next layer that I'm doing, and I'm not going along this edge because remember I want a little bit of that to show. And if I have to put a little additional glue on here at the top once I trim this, that'll be fine. So let's see, I'm going to line this up and I'm just using the points. Okay. I'm just going to give it a minute to set up there. And then I do like using a longer scissors when I trim along this cardstock. And I'm actually going to just trim now right along the card. Okay. Now there we go. Ooh, I got a little funny on that. Oh no, there's actually a petal right along that edge. Okay, so now I have an option to put a sentiment either right there. I can put it at the end. I could use embossing powder, but let's see what I have that might fit right here. I'm wondering, is this thank you too big? I could probably just get it to fit. Here, I think I like this size thank you better. So we'll use our photopolymer. There we go, that will fit better in there. And I'll just grab my acrylic black. line this up. And I'll do my stamping on here. And let's see if I have Cajun Craze here. Here we go. I like this nice dark color. Okay. I'm going to do that right in the center. There we go with our thank you. Got my chamois off here to the side. Now I could have actually, if I had had another circle here, I could have double layered this. So now the thing is to decide where to put this circle. I think I like seeing the point, so I'm going to actually use my dimensionals and pop this one right up on the cover. Oh, I got the big ones and the little ones here. I think I'll just use the large ones. It seems that 3 works well on a circle. So we've got that. All right, and then on the inside, I'm going to put one of those inserts that I cut from the Very Vanilla for writing on the inside because it's so, you know, dark cardstock. So I'm just going to kind of feather some glue out here so I don't leave anything that would show on the other side. And go ahead and slide that into place. There we go. I love to use the glue because it helps to keep things straight. So there is our first card made out of scraps. All right. I don't know that I would think about this having been made out of scraps when I get it. It's gorgeous, right? Okay. So there's one down. Let's go ahead. I just picked up another pile of things that I thought kind of went well together. So we've got some brown and yellow and orange and peach. Kind of keep this on top. And we can choose from a brown or a white card base. And let's see. So if we wanted to do a similar design to what we did with this one, kind of a layering thing, I'm not sure which color I want to use yet. Now, you know, we could just layer this and we'd actually be done. You know, that's quite striking just that way, right? If we wanted to introduce some of another color, we could put some stripes. Behind that and make it pop. Hi Sharon, hi Linda. I don't know, what are you guys feeling? Are you feeling stripes? Are you liking a larger solid piece? We could also go at a diagonal. And put in our thing. Why don't we go ahead and do a diagonal? That's something a little bit different. So I'm going to double check, but I think this is the size of a card base. Yep. Let's go ahead and use the brown card base this time. I'm just going to score this at 4 1/4 so that we've got our regular card base. Oops, get the cutting blade out of there or we won't have a card base anymore. And you know what I think I will do so we can benefit from the brown card base is, I think what we'll do is we'll actually assemble our card front on a card front. So I'm going to take the same size as what we use for a card insert, have that be our card front, and let's assemble the scrap paper actually on that, and then put that together so that we'll have a brown border around everything we're doing. Oh, let's see, since these are kind of close, I think I'm going to do the yellow in the middle. Now that seems pretty wide, so I think I'm going to cut that at least in half. Let's see what we have. And I want you to figure out there is no right or wrong answer to this. You guys have fun. I love playing with this stuff this way. It makes, you know, it's the creativity part. It's the, what can I make? Every once in a while, do I look at it and go, oh boy. Yeah, sometimes I do. But most of the time, I surprise myself by how much I like it. So let's leave that size in there. Let's see what we need with this one. Bet you this can go about, well, I better check the thinnest one that we have right now. Good, that one will work there. So let me just cut that. I always consider this kind of like my little adventure. Oops, that went crooked. There we go. And then I'm going to slide this so that I cover the whole thing. Okay, I'll be able to butt those right up against each other. And then let's see what we want with our orange. How long is this? So that's about at least 2 1/4. So let's cut this at 2 1/4. And I'm cutting these in strips like this so that I can use strips on other cards. You'd be amazed at these scraps we have, how we're able to use them on more than one card. So now, actually, to help save this, I'm going to take this up right to where the edges so that I have more left over and I don't waste as much paper. And I'm going to get out my silicone mat here, which helps me with my gluing. And so let me just set this up again. So I have this right across the top. We've got this one, and now we've got this one. Okay. And I have to make sure that that's pushed over enough to cover the point. Okay. So I'm just going to hold this in place while I get my glue out. And I'm just going to put the glue on the tip of the card front here. Okay, oops, got a little bit extra. Spread it out a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to do this so that it covers the tip. And just press that in place. Okay. Then I'm going to flip over the next one, which is going to cover this area. Got the glue on the paper where I didn't want to. Okay. Get that off there with my finger. All right, now I'm going to just push this one up against the one in front of it. Okay. Just giving it time to set up and adhere a little bit. And then we've got the final corner here. just going to press that in place and let that set up. Hi, Betty. All right. Now let's go ahead and trim this up so we know what we're looking at for our card front. Ooh, there's a little glue that came over. We'll just trim that off. Trying to get just to the right spot here. There we go. Okay. There we go. So we have a lot more scraps. And then we have this to go on our card base. We can have the brown or the other one go down. So now we've got the card base. Let's go ahead now and look at this feature part. I don't know if we just want, you know, that to be a square in the middle, or do we want to center it on the diagonal? I think I'm going to make a square. So let's see if I can just trim this up straight. Okay, and let's see, I probably want to make that maybe 5 inches. Oh, I probably want to cut it down a little bit more than that. Or I actually have this smaller one. You know what? I like that better. We get to see more of what's going on there. And we can put it this way, or we can put it that way. This way. All right, now, the thing is, before I put this in here, what do I want to do with the sentiment? And I wonder if it wouldn't be great to just put a small sentiment down in this corner. We've got just a note. I think this is matching this font as well, so I think I'll take it out of the Happy Labels and do just a note. There we go. And I think it'll be really pretty in the Early Espresso dark brown. I probably could do it in Cajun Craze too, but let's mix it up a little bit. Okay, so I'll set that there. Go ahead and put this on my acrylic block. Yeah, I like the smaller one. Me too, Sharon. Thank you for sharing your feedback. Yeah, let's just see a little bit more of all the work we did with the stripe, right? And I use the grid squares on my Stampin' Up! Paper here to help me line this up as straight as I can. The more I try to line things up straight, the better chance I actually have of getting them straight. So let's do that. Let's get a little of our Early Espresso going here. I love the photopolymer stamps because you can see whether or not you've got it inked up on every letter. It makes it a little easier. Okay, now I'm going to just get it down here a little bit so that I can center this. And there we've got just a note. And then, you know, since I'm not going to put anything on top of here, if I had time, you could fussy cut a piece of, you know, one of the flowers and actually raise it up on top of here. So that could be another layer of doing something. But in light of what we're doing, I am just going to place this. The other thing that you could do is actually, let me just see if this piece is big enough. Oh, it's not big enough. But if it were, you could mount this on here and get another layer. Might be very pretty, but it doesn't fit. So we're just going to go with designer series paper. Just giving you some other ideas so that as you're doing this on your own or with your friends, you know, you've got choices and ideas about how you could do all of this. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and glue this on our card front here. There we go. And then I'm going to layer inside of here, just like I did on the last card, because this is a brown card base. And once again, if you don't have those gel markers where you have the light colors, you know, like yellow or white, you would want to put this in here so that you can write inside the card. And plus it really looks nice. And you could also cut out one of the flowers that are on that matching scrap of paper. So here we go. Here we've got 2 examples of how to use our scrap paper. And any questions or comments? Hi, Kathy. And if you like what you see, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Also, if you would share this with any of your stamping family and friends, that would be awesome. I would love to share stamping with them as well as with you. So, what's coming up next from Plum Crazy Stamping? I want to let you know that next week on Monday, on the 8th, I'll be doing a paper pumpkin workshop. And gosh, I think the set from April was called All of the Little Things. Very cool. I have not only the kit projects to share with you, but I will also be sharing a number of alternatives. Lots of things to be done with that paper pumpkin. It's really, really fun. And then as I was sharing these scrap designs with you, I'm also doing an online class next week, Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock. It is designed to be a stamp along. I'm going to be putting out a supply list so that we can stamp together. And by the end of the class, you'll have a number of cards completed, at least 3. And let me give you just a quick preview of the cards that I will be doing. And these are, once again, all designed using scraps and leftovers. And I think that you'll find that you'll have a number of ideas to use your scraps, make the most of the supplies that you've invested in, and have some low stress, fun cards to make, because I'm going to help you with the designs and you can just stamp and have a nice time. So If you have any questions, let me know. The class registration will be here on my business page, and also it is in the email that I sent out this week, and I'll be sending out more emails and posting some more social media about it. So I hope that you can join me, the Paper Pumpkin Workshop on Monday at I can't remember. I think it's 6 o'clock. That's free. The class is a paid-for class, and right now it's early bird registration for only $19.95. So with that, let me pop up the camera here and see you again and say thanks so much for joining me tonight. So actually, I will be sharing stamping on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be our next Facebook Live. And I'm going to continue to share how to use your scraps. And I'm going to do the thin strips next week to show you what to do when you have a whole bunch of those. I know I have a bunch. I'm sure you do too. So once again, have a great week and happy stamping. Take care. Bye-bye now.